This is episode number 224 of the Middle Country Public Library podcast. Hello and welcome. Sal DiVincenzo here with my fabulous colleagues, Sarah Fade.
Hey.
Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
So it's weather's finally getting warmer.
I know, it's nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Finally.
Got a little tan on my arms.
I feel like I feel like we were a little behind with like the growing season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like some of the things that usually are starting to bud are now starting to bud, right?
Bud.
They're starting to get there.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Sure. But so this week we're going to talk to Amber Gagliardi came down.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our seed library.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
But before we do that, do any of you actually plant gardens over the summer? Now, Sarah, I know your brother is a farmer, right?
Yes.
Your
Yes,
brother
yes.
has a farm. He's a farmer.
Yes.
Does he help you at all get started?
He tried.
Yeah, he tried.
I have a horrible two black thumbs.
Okay.
Terrible. But remember, you guys, I told you about my magic garden.
Your pumpkins.
Yeah, I didn't plant them, and they grew, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let them grow like an idiot, and they just took over my whole backyard, like literally took over. It was ridiculous.
How many pumpkins did you have? After?
They weren't even pumpkins; they were weird gourds, and I couldn't
Okay.
even eat them because I was scared.
Yeah.
So they just,
Okay.
it was, yeah, don't ever do that, people. If you have magical pumpkins growing in your backyard, don't let them grow.
Did you at least pick them and use them as decor or something like that? I mean, they sell those things for like $5 a gourd.
Yeah.
No, because it wasn't during the summer. It wasn't during fall season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think a bird ate seeds and
Yeah.
deposited them
Yeah.
in my backyard while flying,
Oh,
and they just grew.
okay.
So the bird has green thumbs, but I don't. Yeah.
But you don't. So
No.
you don't plant anything except the bird poo pumpkins.
I try sometimes, but no,
Yeah,
no.
it's really bad.
I know. I like the idea of it. It's so nice.
Mhm.
You like see people with gardens, like I obviously on TikTok, and like them like,
Yeah, it is.
growing,
It's
and they're
so
out there like
nice.
planting, and like how relaxing that looks.
Oh, I
try.
have planted cucumbers.
Okay.
Oh, those are
And,
tough though, cucumbers.
No, so
I
it's,
planted them. They didn't grow, but I planted
they
them.
grew, but I don't eat my own because I've a plethora amount of dogs, you know.
Yeah.
And I just get grossed out because I'm like, oh, were they peed on?
Oh.
Well, you're supposed to wash the produce.
I don't
before.
care how many times I wash it. I am still not going to eat it. Yeah. So the dogs ate them, and then they would just help themselves. They'd go over to the plant and be like, pick, and eat them.
Oh.
Okay.
So I was growing garden treats for my dog.
And the dogs aren't getting sick from it?
No,
Oh, so they were
cucumbers.
good. You could have eaten
Yeah.
the cucumbers then. The dogs were like, hey, this is great. I got cucumbers and,
no, after they peed on them. Yeah.
All right.
That's funny.
But that was
Okay.
one.
So
Okay.
so you don't, Nicole, you don't
No.
plant either?
What about
As a-
Steve?
As an advisor of green teens, I actually do not plant
Okay.
anything.
You should.
I know. The green teens actually helped out Amber. They helped, they made the little packets.
Okay.
So they do.
Yeah.
They love that. A lot of them,
Yeah.
the green teens actually they have gardens at home. They talk about like their whole family has like a garden. They help plant the butterfly garden. They like know what they're doing. And I'm like, that's right. I'm like taking notes, but I have no idea.
It's not, look,
No,
it's,
Steve doesn't garden
it's-
either.
look, it's enjoyable. It's not easy though. I mean, especially if you get like a blight or something like that.
Oh
It's-
yeah, don't say the B word in front of my brother.
Yeah, no, yeah, because you
Ugh.
see them like one day and everything looks beautiful, and then like you progressively as the days move on, they just get bad, and you can't pick them because
Yeah.
they're not ready yet.
That's
Like
fair.
especially the tomatoes. Yeah.
Did your brother always like garden, like growing up and stuff? Like,
Well, my mom was pretty good at gardening. Like
Okay.
we had a very growing up, we had a very large property, and she had a huge garden. And she would always try to enlist us to help her.
Yeah.
And Bobby took a shine to it.
Oh,
So
yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Neat.
that's cool.
but
Pretty neat. And he's upstate.
Parents upset.
he's upset. Yeah,
He's upstate.
I will have to say during the COVID lockdown. I did plant some stuff, and it was a daily ritual. It was very rewarding to just stand in front of the little things I planted and just stand there
Yeah.
and appreciate them.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
totally. Yeah, for sure. I could see
So
that,
I could
yeah.
see like maybe if I had a little more time, or people who have more
I
time.
have one of
maybe.
those indoor like lights, the like blue, well, not, whatever, the fluorescent lights,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
grow and I'm growing herbs.
Okay.
Yeah, but then they got like out of hand 'cause I don't cook. So now what do I do? Now I just have herbs, but I don't use them.
Well, why did you get them if you don't?
What kind of herbs?
Oh, so I don't know. I had basil,
Oh, I love basil.
mint, dill, and
I do like dill. I have a really good potato dill recipe, but has mayo in it. And
So
sour
there's
cream.
vegan mayo.
Oh, yeah,
and
give it
vegan
to you.
sour cream.
And bacon.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so good.
Full stop.
Well,
And basil, I mean, you can make like a nice pesto.
yeah, I know. I could have done all those things.
You know what I always don't get, and this is why I have like 2 black thumbs, because I'm always like, if you grow it and you cut it,
Yeah.
then it's dead.
We have to cut it. That's the other thing, especially with
Cutting.
herbs. Like you have to trim it in the right spot. You trim like below and not the top
Yeah,
one.
I don't.
And
Or
was
you
like,
pinch them and it makes it more bush.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't.
No, there's
know.
a lot of involved with it.
Yeah.
that's
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know, but like you said, there is a bit of a reward to stand back and see it and it's
Yeah.
growing, and you know.
Even
and
if it was weeds, I wouldn't know. I'd be like, oh,
I know.
then,
look at my beautiful garden.
weeds, yes, that's all it was.
Some of them you really can't tell.
Yeah.
They look pretty.
I know.
It's just green, and it's like everything else.
It's,
So I'm just like,
it's like I break out every time I go near it, but it's still beautiful. Yeah, so we do have this great service here at the library, the seed library,
right.
and Amber came down to talk about it. So
Great.
Here's our discussion. And for our focus segment this week, we have Amber Gagliardi. How are you?
Great. How are you, Sal?
I'm doing well. And the reason why we have you down this week, Amber, is because you're going to talk about a great feature that we have here at the library. Some listeners might not know about it. It's that time of year to take advantage of it. And it's the Seed Library.
Yes, absolutely. It's so popular.
Exactly. What is the Seed Library?
So the seed library is where patrons can come in and get seeds for free. And what we ask you to do is take them out, learn how to grow them, and you can give it a try to save them so you can then share the seeds with your friends, neighbors, and then bring them back to our seed exchange or return them with all the proper information about the seeds. And then we give them to people next year. So it's a wonderful process. And people are sometimes surprised that you can actually save every seed that we have in our seed library. And there's a lot of ways to do it. And we have very experienced gardeners who've been doing this for a very long time. They're lifelong gardeners. They've been doing this process for years. But there's also people who are very new to this process. So it's great to see their transition. And I always say, like, you know, there's never a failure in your garden. Sometimes you have a great year, things grow well, and it's a perfect year for saving seeds because everything did well. But sometimes you're not successful, and I've had that. So there's a saying that, you know, gardening and seed saving is, you know, an experiment, not necessarily, you know, a success every
Sure.
year. So all our programs are geared towards teaching people this process and sharing information so they can be successful. But basically, if you want to give this a try, you can come into the Center Reach building and you are allowed to take out 4 packets of seeds every time you come in.
With your library card, with your Middle Country card.
Yeah, and we do allow out of district patrons to take out seeds
Great.
too.
Oh, excellent. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. You know, it's interesting how you just described it. I wasn't too familiar with it.
Okay.
You just described it. It almost sounds, it's not quite that way, but it's almost like you're borrowing the seeds like you would borrow a book. Right? Because you
Yeah.
borrow them, you plant them, you grow
Yeah.
whatever it is, and then you take the seeds out of what you grow and you give them back.
Yeah, it's, you know, mind-blowing.
It is.
I mean, that you get this tiny little seed, and especially like the herbs, like your oregano, your basil, the seeds are so tiny. And you read the directions, and it says, for this little tiny seed, it needs, 12 inches of space.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing that you see this little tiny seed grow into this plant that you can keep picking, you know, the leaves or the vegetables or the fruits, but based on what you're growing, and it'll give you something all year long. And then you can save those seeds.
Yeah.
And when you save them, you are saving hundreds of those seeds that then all turn into those plants. So, you know, every year people if you buy your seeds every year, it's a big expense.
It is, yeah.
You can spend, hundreds of dollars purchasing transplants in the store. If you do get the seeds, it does save you a little bit of money, but it can be very expensive. But essentially, we can be doing this all for free.
Yeah.
So it's like we see the prices at the grocery store right now. Everything is so expensive.
Crazy.
But if we're saving our seeds, you can be saving thousands of dollars on your grocery bill. And of course, it is a process. Gardening is definitely a lot of work. So I'm not going to lie there. But if you do enjoy it and you love to be outdoors, it really can save you a lot of money. And once you get the hang of it, even if you do a few things, if you have a tomato plant or you have a few herbs, like you don't have to grow everything and you can still save a lot of money. And saving seeds is not difficult.
Sure.
You have to understand what you're doing, but it's not hard. And we certainly don't expect you to save every single seed.
Okay.
So you can just try one
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
You can just try to save the tomato seeds. It's, you don't have to do it all the first year. We learn together. We can grow together. We can save seeds together. We just ask you to give it a try. And if you're not successful, it's okay too.
What is the seed exchange? What is that exactly?
So the seed exchange happens every March, usually the second or the third week in March. And it's when we all come together. We have, some information we provide. We announce our new seeds that are coming to the seed library that year. And essentially, patrons can bring seeds that they've saved in their garden. And you share with your neighbors, your friends, and the other patrons who are at the program. We do have an instructor come, and they do a topic. Each year we change it up. This year she talked about, the new seeds, and she introduced some different plants that you could include in your garden this year that she tried. And then we have time where you just talk about what you grow in your yard and exchange seeds. So It's a lot of fun. And this district, Middle Country, we have so many wonderful gardeners. So if you come to this program, you will get to meet them. They've been doing this for years. They're happy to share their knowledge and their free seeds with you. So it's really great.
That's great. Can you let us know what some of the popular seeds are that we have here at the library?
So, you know what? I think I'm going to share our new seeds this year.
Very
well,
good.
the most popular are our sunflowers and our tomatoes. Our flowers are very popular. I think regardless if you're going to do a vegetable garden, you always want some flowers in your front.
Sure.
So those are always popular. Our nasturtiums are popular. They're very easy to grow. Our zinnias, cosmos, those, we run out of those every year. So those are by far the most popular, which is shocking to me because I guess if I really thought about it, like maybe it wouldn't have but I just am so surprised how many people take out the flowers. But
nice.
Those are by far probably the most popular.
Okay.
But this year we did add some new seeds. So we added the German pink tomato, which is a large slicing tomato.
Nice.
That's also good for, if you grow enough, you can can them at the end of the year and save them for the winter.
Very good.
We added the ideal market bean, which is a pole bean. Before we only had a bush bean, and people kept asking me for a pole bean because they want to have a vertical garden. So we added that this year, and they are very popular. We added a red romaine lettuce. So it's organic, so that's why I picked this specific one. And it's lettuces are easy to grow. You don't need a lot of space, and you can start them in the cooler months. So
where are the seeds for the lettuce after they grow? Is that
so? What happens is you let it go to flower.
Oh.
And then you get the seeds from the flower.
That's interesting.
So you would just let a section of the you wouldn't pick the lettuce. You would let it go to flower.
Okay.
And then once the flower, bloomed, you would then cut the flowers at the top and then There's a few different methods, but what I would do is probably take like a mesh bag, hang the flowers upside down, let the seeds fall in there,
Nice.
make sure they're nice and dry,
Yeah.
and then put them in a jar.
It's, you don't think about this kind of stuff, but lettuce has flowers, and you don't think about it.
Yeah,
Usually-
you may not see it
Yeah.
if you don't let it go
Exactly.
to flower. If
Yeah.
you just keep picking it, and
It's
then
wild.
yeah, so
Cool.
yeah. So that's how you would save the romaine lettuce. Same thing with like your spinach and
Okay.
the leafy greens like that.
Nice.
We added a butternut squash.
Oh, good.
So those are always popular.
Yeah.
What's great about the butternut squash is you can store them for so long.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, sometimes when you get like the tomatoes, unless you can them, if you have so many,
You have to eat
you're,
them.
yeah, you got to eat them quick. You're looking for the neighbor who's
Yeah.
walking down
Yeah,
the street
exactly,
to give
yeah.
it to them. But the butternut squash, it really has a long store in time. So it's popular, and I'm very excited about it personally.
Great.
We added carrots.
Okay.
People have been asking me to add carrots to the seed library since the beginning. I was reluctant to do it because it's very difficult to save carrot seeds. I've never done it. I've read about the process and I said, no, that's not for me. But, I really took a step back and, reevaluated the mission of the seed library. And, while we want people to understand the seed saving process, we also love the fact that people grow their own food, and that's a success in yourself. Just to get the carrots, even if you don't save the seeds, is a wonderful thing.
Sure. And like you said, just the fact that all these groceries are going up in price with inflation and whatnot, to be able to grow your own is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. And the two flowers we add are a spider flower mix and a petunia.
Petunias are nice. I like
Yes, they
petunias,
are.
Yeah.
So those are our new seeds, and anytime we're open, you can visit the seed library.
And that's in our Center Each building.
Yes.
It's in the old style.
Yeah, it's in the old card catalog we had in the basement. So
Yeah,
we
that's very cool.
Cleaned it up,
Yeah.
added some labels, organized the seeds, and it really looks fantastic.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to go down now and get some seeds.
What are you going to get?
Well, I kind of like the butternut squash idea.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you have enough room for that?
I do. I think I do.
You got a nice sunny spot?
Yeah, you know what it is that I think I want to keep it really simple this year. Instead of planting 4 or 5 things, I might just plant 1 or 2 things. So.
Yeah. I mean, you could easily do some carrots, too.
That's
they
true.
Don't take up a lot
They don't
of
take
room.
up a lot of room. Yeah,
Kids love the carrots.
that's right. Yeah.
Like, they'll eat them, and they love to pull them out.
I was just going to
because you can't
say
see them,
they must be like one of the most fun things to pull up.
They are.
Yeah.
It's an experience, and
Exactly.
you never know how big the carrot's going to be until you pull it up.
Yeah,
so
it's like
it's a lot of fun.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Amber, for coming down and talking about our wonderful seed library, and we'll have you on soon when we have our next set of great seeds coming soon.
Thanks, Sal.
Okay, well that does it.
All right, now we know.
Now you know.
Yes.
Now you know what you have to do to come down and get yourself some seeds.
We'll
and
try
it's
again
really-
this year.
It's really fascinating. Yes.
Me and you, Sarah, we should try in the back in the employee area. Have our own little garden.
it's very, very dangerous.
Nicole and Sarah's garden. Yeah. It's a black hole.
What's that smell? What's our
It's a plant saying, "Feed me, Seymour."
Yeah.
Anyway, definitely take advantage of that if you're listening. Come down if you have a library card, and it's right in the community room here in Center Reach. So that's it for this episode. If you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, visit our website, mcplpodcast.com. If you want to email us, podcast@mcplibrary.org. People haven't been emailing us. We got to have people email us. And tell us, especially Nicole likes to get emails, especially. Right, Nicole?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so you can email Nicole. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button and hit subscribe so we can get to those 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, Labor Day. We want that. We could do it. I can feel it. We're up there. It's coming. So hit that button right now, and you'll be rewarded with some really great videos that we have here on our library YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's all good stuff. So for Sarah Fade and Nicole Rambo, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. We'll see you on the next show.